like, it's my favorite thing.
One
My
man you
favorite.
Looking
want.
at an empty shelf.
Is that the same time you got me the Mudkip, or is it a different time?
Same time.
Yeah, Manny was like, I didn't know what Pokemon to get you, so I got a Mudkip. And I was like, no, this works. Mudkip's cool.
Yeah,
Marshall's
he's also a
badass.
little.
Who doesn't like
cutie.
mudkips?
Right?
Mudkip.
Marshtom's one of my favorite starters ever, so. Not even just starters, he's just one of my favorite water Pokemon.
Well, if you like Pokemon and you like roguelikes, check out that link I sent you. You can do it on your phone. You're welcome.
Peace.
Oh yeah, I
Also,
played that.
I'm sorry. This one.
The Poke Rogue thing.
Mhm.
My friends and I have gotten pretty into Nuzlocking.
Oh shit.
I mean,
How's
that's
that
cool. Is it like Soul Link or some shit?
That's pretty perverted.
I've never done a Soul Link, but I've wanted to. It sounds fun.
Yeah.
It's like Pokemon with like a lot of like rules and challenges just to make it really hard.
Yeah, like self-imposed challenges.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to make it a little bit more
And,
challenging.
I do it on a lot of the ROM hacks that have like just like stupid
Yeah.
AI.
I mean,
went to like a
Pokemon has always
random
been easy.
hole
Yeah.
of like because Jane, what was her name? Jane Animation. She would do like her Nuzlocke animated, and then I went down the hole of that one dude who's like self-proclaimed best Nuzlocker.
What the hell is
Fuck.
Oh, I think I know who
Yeah.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pokey.
Poke challenges.
Yeah. Pokey.
Yeah,
Challenge.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was like randomly watching his shit. I'm like, I have not played Pokemon in so long, but I'm just like watching his shit.
They're
Yeah,
fun.
Interesting.
Even just
I know
like the
guy
ROM
that made,
hacks
like,
is
you've
not
seen
Nuzlocke
Ironmon?
fun.
Seen
Yeah,
Ironmon
I have
is what got me
Ironmon.
on.
Yeah, the guy that like made Ironmon, I'm like, I'm huge like in his channel, and I've talked to him quite a bit. But I know like a
shit.
couple people in that community. But like, yeah, dude, he's got. I used to be a mod for him, but he's got another one that he's inventing, like that's gonna be pretty sick. He doesn't want me to say anything, but he's got another one cooked up.
That's
You're in the
that's
know.
exciting.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, dude.
I'm gonna
because
make a
I
TikTok to
have
leak
like,
it.
I have like 1,500 hours of watching like Ironmon and shit
Oh,
like that. Dude.
shit.
I watch it
That's
all the time.
awesome.
I like the mods
I
where
really
it's,
want
like, completely
Joyanna's
randomized.
next ROM hack.
Yeah, it's the only way to play.
What was that, David? Who's hack?
Joyanna's next ROM hack, the Aurora Silver or Aurora Crystal, because we did Renegade Platinum. It was a good
Permadeath?
game, but it's just kind of old now.
So do you and your friends, David, like y'all just like play it at the same time and just like on Discord, y'all just share y'all stream and just.
Exactly.
That's cool.
Do y'all battle each other?
We started I kind of started a draft league for us, which is a bit different than a Nuzlocke. So in the draft league we do, and you like, it's kind of like fantasy football where like you draft a team based on the pointage, and then based on the picks that you get, that's your team, and you can do like free agency trades throughout the season. There's like playoffs and stuff. I've spent way too many work hours making our spreadsheet. I'll share it with you because I'm pretty proud
Wait,
of
y'all
it.
like trade Pokemon?
Or
Yeah,
just the
like,
ability to use Pokemon?
yeah, it's like who's on like your roster
That's so
and-
cool.
and whatnot.
Y'all
Honestly, this link will probably make more sense than I can make of it, but
should upload on YouTube.
But so, like,
I'd be
if
watching
you
that
were to
shit.
trade with your buddy, you wouldn't actually trade Pokemon, would you? Like, you would just then start using that Pokemon that you traded for.
yeah, I mean it's all done on battle sims, so like. You don't,
Oh, like Pokemon Showdown or something?
Exactly. So you don't like really get them,
Oh, I
but
see. Because you're talking about ROM hack, so I wasn't sure.
right, yeah, no, that's fair. This is all kind of ROM hack free.
I just like to say this is the nerdiest fucking conversation I've been a part of in a while. And we're about to play D&D. So,
So interesting.
We're about to play D&D in our 4th year of playing D&D.
Yeah.
The same campaign.
Yeah.
that was like all Greek to me, guys. It's awesome though.
This is
No,
totally
I
new.
would totally watch. Like, I would watch this if y'all like uploaded this and on YouTube.
I post
Dude, I've
I posted the
played-
weekly results to the competitive subreddit because people were following our draft.
I have played a lot of
Cool.
Pokemon, and this is all Greek to me. So
Yeah.
I
Like, what the
I
fuck
put
are you
our
talking about?
I put our spreadsheet in the thing for whoever's interested. It kind of explains it
I
better.
just barely know this. I barely know the surface of like the ROM hacks and Nuzlocke and shit, and I
They're
haven't
incredible, man.
delved.
Yeah, it's a whole
Yeah,
world.
it
They're
looks
just
so
fun.
interesting. Yeah.
Even not like Nuzlocking, like they're just like better games.
No,
What
yeah.
is
100%.
Nuzlocke?
What's
So
that?
it's a way of playing
It's
with
like
like
still like
certain self-imposed rules.
the most like basic of the rules is that like if a Pokemon hits 0 HP, they're dead. You have to release them and you can no longer use
Okay,
them
yeah.
again.
So I just looked at the Ironmon rules, and that was one of them.
Oh yeah, Ironmon's main
Ironmon's a little
rule
different.
compared to a Nuzlocke is you can only fight trainers. So like
you can't gain XP
there's
from
no
the wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
So-
you can catch and kill one Pokemon from each route.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
holy
Normal.
shit.
Well, that's
Normal
the normal one.
Nuzlockes
Yeah.
are like you get a Pokemon per route. Pokemon hits 0, then it dies, and so
Yeah.
it's just like, and then there are more and more rules on top of that
Just
just
making
to
a
make the
hardcore
game
Pokemon.
harder.
To make it more
basically.
difficult. Like
Exactly.
a hardcore one is
Makes it more
like
roguelike.
you only have one chance to catch one Mon on each route.
Jacob, the cool one, well, the more interesting one to me is the Soul Link. So if me and David play together, and it's like a randomized encounter, he runs into a Blastoise, catches it, and I catch a fucking Caterpie. It's like, well, would I deal with the Caterpie so David can have the Blastoise, or does David's like, no, I won't use the Blastoise because you have the Caterpie? Or if we battle and my Caterpie dies, then his Blastoise
Oh, I
dies
see.
because they're
Interesting.
linked.
It's like yeah. It's
Weird.
So
it's
it's
pretty
making
cool.
it a co-op experience out of two
Exactly.
single-player games.
Kind of
Yeah.
tandeming it. I've always wanted to do that, but for some reason we never.
Why don't we
maybe
Soul Link
that'll be
Skyrim?
next.
I know that'd be fun. Dude.
Everyone always wants like an online or co-op version you can play. Not online, but a
Mhm.
co-op version you can play with a friend. Well, then Soul Link.
Yeah, that would be kind of fun. Okay, I think we have everyone. Let's,
What happened
You
last time?
nerds.
I don't remember.
Yeah, let's
I remember we
Planned
made the
out this
plan.
very complicated illusion to basically get people out of to
Oh,
blow
yeah.
up the
let's,
temple. We're gonna blow up the sept.
Oh yeah.
let's play some recap music, and I would say let's go over it in character, but y'all's characters are actually a little separated at the moment, so perhaps it's better to go over it out of character.
Please, let's not do it in character.
Just to actually recap it to make some progress. So yeah, last session y'all scoped out the Arcane College a bit. You even went inside Jen to see kind of what was waiting for you a bit inside the door. And kind of from that, the group of you began to develop a plan of how to infiltrate the Arcane College. What was the plan that you ended up deciding on?
We were going to cause a diversion.
Yeah, I think I posted it at one point.
And once the diversion happened, we talked about sneaking inside. Because of the low presence of everybody, because of whatever kind of diversion we brought. And I think we said we were going to go invisible, right?
So, okay, here's what I remember of the plan. We're sending in the Yuan-Ti that was currently being taken to a strip club or a brothel. Sorry.
Yeah, Jaryu's gonna get him.
We're gonna
Whatever
convince
that is.
him to take a prisoner as my simulacrum.
Yep.
And then he's going to basically take him to the temple and fake like he's gonna execute him. But then before that happens, instead he's going to throw down the bag with the 2 demon pendant things in it and crush them. And then at the same time, the simulacrum is going to have a fireball contingent and then run into the crowd and cast fireball to basically do like an explosion while the Yuan-Ti attacks and kills the priest. There's the main diversion.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, I don't remember where we were going to use the spell Thunder had. I think it was to draw people to. Halbjorn's going to create an illusion, basically on the next street over from the Arcane College, of a fissure opening up and like spewing lava out, whatever. That looks and feels real to everybody, unless they actually go up and like grab the lava and it's not lava. And then we're going to draw out as many from the Arcane College as we can to go like look at that, and then at that point we're going to make our way inside, thinking the idea is that we're fighting less people, and so we'll be able to fight our way through to the portal and get out. That's what I thought the plan was. Does that sound right?
That sounds right.
That's what I agree. Yeah, that's how I feel. Of course, subject to change, but yeah, I think that's what all of
Do
it.
D&D
Yeah.
plans ever go to plan?
Only if you remain limp.
that was his
Yeah.
plan. Remain limp.
One way or another.
I'm not moving. He's literally stabbing your throat. I'm not moving.
He unsheaths his dagger. I ain't doing shit.
I smirk a little bit, but I remain limp.
A limp smile.
My
Okay,
favorite
perfect.
part,
And
sorry, I
so,
have to say this. My favorite part of that whole thing was as he's fading out into black and dying, you can hear the pounding of the goblins against the door that he was trying to save.
Yeah, dying.
As the cave caved in and killed all of them.
Oh my god, dude.
That was the best.
He
We-
did
we-
successfully
we need
get
to
him
make-
to
we
leave
need
the
to write
Maya
a novel.
Right, that did happen. And he did send some
One of
guys
us is
off.
gonna
It needs to
make.
be animated.
Yeah,
He was
one
like,
of
"I'm
us
gonna
is
save
gonna
all
make an
these
animated
goblins," and then
show.
gets all of them killed in a horrible fate.
One of us is gonna make an animated show about our whole campaign, and then we're gonna be so upset because they're gonna get filthy rich and leave us out of all of it.
That's gonna be David. If anyone would ever actually go through with trying to make it, it would be David.
Yeah, he's gonna go from Robin Maps to Robin Animations.
He's just gonna randomly
That'd be
ping
amazing.
us to like get
Robin
information,
Studios.
and then all of a sudden the show's gonna come out and we get no credit.
Who are they?
That'd be the best
The,
part.
the, na- the names are
Seven-
slightly off.
This group of 7 random adventurers.
Lower,
A lizard
lower my
named
glasses.
Blokizos.
Who are
Yeah,
they?
they're all like vaguely like off names, but very
Yeah, an
obvious.
air coker named Zentis.
He has 4 swords this time.
Yeah, 4 swords.
Oh god.
Tearmouth.
So you have a rough plan. Where did the session end off last time?
In the brothel.
I thought we were about to go to the brothel.
Yes.
Yeah.
And who is we?
As Los and I and one T guy that we convinced to escort us to a brothel that we couldn't convince to go to an alleyway.
Yeah, because you gotta brainwash him, right? Is that what? That's what essentially.
Well,
it's
yeah, but we're gonna go enjoy the brothel.
yeah, we need David's
We really think
intricate detailing. We actually, the Maverick specifically played for a week just to give David time for just this scene. So
Yes. I have been studying furiously this past week. And yeah, so we kind of ended with that scene unfolding. Any questions? Anyone want any clarification with what happened last time? I know it's been a week before we dive in.
I will say Fael was with y'all because I was gonna read somebody for y'all, and then we realized I can't do that shit for wisdom.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. So I'm
Hey,
now
wait.
kind of. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, finish your thought before I ask you my question.
Oh, no, and I think she was like kind of trailing back 5-10 foot, right? Just being a part of it, but kind of watching. Is what she said.
No, yes, Drew, I do. But no, Waco, my question was,
I'm sorry.
did you happen to write down the wording of that guy spell that I was going to use? I had it written down, but
Geese?
geese. But my notepad, I accidentally closed my notepad, or my computer shut down.
I could link it because I have it as well.
Oh, nice. Yeah, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
I know I had written it out pretty intricately, so.
Right here.
Oh yeah, we did. I don't think I did write it. First, we were getting the plan all
Oh no, not the
Religion.
spell wording. I was wording of like my
Okay.
request to the brainwashed individual.
Yeah, that's what I'm
shit.
saying. Yeah, I don't have that. Yeah, no one's gonna have. Yeah, I didn't get.
That's all right. It's all right. We can.
We got this. We're the Worm
Yeah.
I'm
Clan.
looking. I'm
Right.
pretty
That's
sure.
right. Worm Clan, prevail.
Wait, somebody else is with us, right? Is it? It's not just. Is it
The guy.
It's File.
It's
File?
Fi-
File.
You came
File.
with us?
For some reason, File's with
File.
you guys. Go to the
Yeah, File's with
team
you.
brothel.
Oh wait, I thought I was
I'd like to
with
think I'd like to think if the scene begins with y'all in the brothel, I'm outside of the brothel.
You're
I
that
would like
person
to
to just sit outside and wait.
Well, aren't I with you?
Oh, you're not gonna come into the brothel? Okay,
No.
that's
I mean, I could. Y'all would have to. I feel like she would not want to go into a brothel.
Yeah, I don't know. I
But-
know, like, specifically, my character is in the room trying to create the simulacrum right now. So I don't
100%.
know where anyone else is at the moment. I don't know if that was discussed.
I think it was
Everybody else
File
was
did
still
not
at the
trust us,
hotel room. The
so
room
File
room.
came with us. Yeah. We're good.
If there's
I don't remember where I was.
I don't know where I am. I thought I was with Bayou.
I thought y'all were all in the room. Like we were all in the room having
in
a
the room.
discussion,
I
and
probably
then
was still in the room then.
Jaryu and Aslos were like, "Hey," or Jaryu was like, "I'm gonna go in downstairs," and Aslos
Brainwashed
went with
guy,
them.
you
And,
know.
Oh, we asked File to come with us because he had that ability that was actually useless.
Oh
Yeah.
the gate.
yeah, it doesn't do wisdom.
Oh,
it doesn't
yeah,
do
yeah,
wisdom or
yeah.
intelligence. Only like how strong they are.
So
Yeah.
now you're stuck with the Worm Clan, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Well,
you
you
might
can
as well
wait
join up.
outside if
You might as
you
well join
want
up.
to. But you're more than
Yeah,
welcome.
okay. Yeah, she begrudgingly walks in with them. She's like, "Fuck it, I'm a soldier. I can be." Yeah, it's the thing. Soldiers do this. We'll be around these people. Snake, fucking snake thing. Ugh.
We walk into the brothel with our boy.
Okay. I'm trying to find like weird club music. I can't find it in time.
I was gonna ask, did you mid-journey like a bunch of Wanty brothel photos? I hope you did.
Oh god.
Give me your sexiest young
Yeah, maybe I didn't prepare for this enough.
Would you like to be immersed?
So I would actually like to start this session back at the spawning pit. Just to kind of go over what everyone there is doing, and then we can go to our big scene. So let's go back here. And so in the spawning pit, Yokizos, you are carefully constructing
Who?
your oops. Old habits die hard. Halbjorn, you are focused and working on your simulacrum. What does that look like?
Right now, it's just like a pile of mud of the crappy, nasty shit from the bottom. I just keep smashing it into like a somewhat of a form of something, and I basically just keep like slowly solidifying pieces of it, and then I just keep building onto it until it kind of gets in the shape of me. That's about it.
How big is our brooding chamber again?
I mean, it's a pretty large room. I would imagine it's maybe like 20 feet by 20 feet.
What?
I'm trying to imagine 20 feet right now. Hold on.
Imagine
good
like
size.
like it's definitely like spacious. I don't
It's
think
like a classroom.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Thank
okay.
you, Drew. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like the
good.
size of like a classroom.
Okay.
So space definitely is not the issue. It's more so what's inside of it. And so, Ventus and Thunder, what are the two of you doing while Halbjorn is focusedly working on his simulacrum?
And it's nighttime, right? Like
Yes.
relatively bedtime. Okay, well, since people are out, I'm just gonna and I don't want to go out. I'm just gonna do some like personal training in like a corner of
Ooh.
the room we're in, and then I'd like to work on. I have this spiked chain
Mhm.
that I would like to practice with, and
Mhm.
then I have Derna's daggers that I would also like to practice with.
I like that. Yeah,
Just
you
to-
you
Just
take
you
a
know,
small moment to yourself.
yeah, keep myself sharp, you know.
Sure. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Um, you've situated a small bed for Froyo, as she does not want to get her scales dirty. And you kind of for the first time, probably since you've actually received them, take a moment to admire the golden leaves given to you by Derna.
Yeah,
You can see that.
I like miss him, and then I think about Fail for whatever reason, and I'm like, oh, I wish Derna was still here.
you listfully look at the daggers. You can see that they have been very artisanally made. They really do look like golden leaves, but you can see that they've been constructed in a way to where they hold and weigh like daggers in your hand. And one side of the leaf is wickedly sharp. As you kind of softly press it against your skin just to test the edge. And they they're cool. I don't have anything else to say about them. And you just kind of brandish, practice them, feel the weight in your hands as you kind of get used to the way that they feel.
Yeah, I hope that they'll like magically fly like Dernis did, and I'm just like trying to somehow put magic into it.
And Froyo just kind of watches blankly, not yeah, almost amused at you trying to levitate these small golden daggers. And Thunder, what are you doing?
I like to think I'm currently mesmerized by Halbjorn working on his simulacrum.
So-
I mean, what?
I was gonna say, also while I'm making the simulacrum, I look up and see Ventus doing his little training stuff. So I create a programmed illusion of two enemy, like Yuan-Ti dudes that are basically like in fighting stances, doing like fighting moves, like they're programmed, right? It's like one will put his shield up, and then he'll do like a strike, and then he'll put his shield up.
Dude,
So
I see
they
that.
got like 2 or 3 of those in the back of the room next to him. They're just kind of sitting there, fake fighting.
Oh, dude, I see that, and I look over at Halbjorn, and then I activate my Kenku Cloak of Deception, and I summon my own clone to fight the clones that Halbjorn made.
And then yeah, I go back to working on my simulacrum
Perfect.
while that's running.
And Thunder, you're just observing.
Yeah, but this whole fucking clone versus clone sounds epic as fuck. So I'm just like,
You're just enjoying the
fucking,
show.
Yeah, I'm just like mesmerized right now. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Just enjoying the show. I like it. Okay, well, I think that's everything. Everyone that's there, correct? Yes. Oh yeah, Jen, what are you doing?
I guess I'm watching Ventus play with his daggers and getting all jealous, so I bust out Umbra and start doing flourishes with Umbra.
Wow,
And they look
everyone's just
super
going
cool.
to town.
I gestured
I'm
Jen to
having a
like come train with
fucking
me,
show.
just so we can,
Yeah, we'd like swap trick.
yeah, we like duel each other.
I like it. Okay. I think that's probably everyone. And so in that case, we'll we'll flip over to our other boys, and girl, who are heading down the dark streets of the old Grand City. You have made some distance as you are traveling with your Wanti associate. He doesn't have much to say. Every now and then he pulls out a small kind of thin black stick that he takes a long drag from, it's a little mysterious because it's not like a cigarette. It's not lit. There's no smoke coming out from it. It's almost like a jet black pixie straw that he is kind of pulling from. And like I say, he doesn't have much to say to the group of you as you kind of walk in silence. Do you have anything that you would like to say to him?
I don't think so.
And no is okay.
I think we're just vibing. All right,
Yeah.
are you?
Just
He's
along for the ride.
He's a preoccupied.
Oh, I'm
He's walking inside.
sorry. I didn't realize I was muted. The black-like pixie substance is noticeably different from the bar substance that they were smoking.
Yes, definitely noticeably different.
Yeah, I don't say anything. I give Aslos a look, and I just lick my tongue, stick my tongue out, and keep walking.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and you keep on keeping on. Eventually, after maybe 15 more minutes or so of walking, the 1T stops and looks up. He looks up at a building that he has brought you to as he kind of flicks his tongue. Ah, we are here now.
I lick my tongue, satisfied.
Yeah,
Thank
and
you, brother.
I'm doing the same. I'm like, let us go in and enjoy ourselves. My treat again.
And he kind of, his eyes kind of turn towards you, Aslos, as he flicks his tongue. Yes, let us revel. And he steps inside. And I'm guessing the group of you follow?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And the group of you head inside. And whenever you step inside, you are overwhelmed by many different senses. The first sense I think that you would be hit with is smell. The smell of this entire chamber is difficult. Not necessarily bad, just difficult. It challenges you in a few ways. There are some smells coming out that are good. There are others that are simply strong. Kind of like tobacco. And then every now and then you get a whiff of a smell that makes you queasy. Kind of similar to the smoke that they were all smoking back at the tavern. There is loud music being played. You can see that there is a single 1T up on a stage. Not a hoisted, but a tall stage with a single large kind of mechanical looking instrument of sorts. Clearly it's not playing this music, but you get the idea.
Love it.
Yes.
Fantastic.
The visuals that you see is dark and kind of hazy. You begin to put together that this entire club of sorts probably is hazy and smells like this because of huge amounts of the same smoke that was being smoked back in the tavern. It's difficult to see too far into this club without your vision being obstructed and it turning into a green haze. The 1T just kind of leads the group of you deeper into the club. You can see that it's filled with 1T. And I think one of the stranger things about this club that you would notice is that it is definitely like a much more exaggerated version of the tavern, where people were kind of like strewn out, almost unconscious. There are several 1T like that here. Everyone just seems to be like in a high stupor. Reactions are slowed. No one's really noticing you. I think that in a way it'd almost be kind of eerie. Like it's like you're walking almost like into a zombie chamber, kind of. of these Wanti that are just completely high off of their minds. And as you make your way to the central chamber of this club, there is no dancing. There is instead large, kind of like bean bags of sorts, just like the giant chairs that you saw back at the tavern, that allows the Wanti with tails to curl up on them. And everyone is just kind of laying on the ground, sprayed out, tails wrapped around each other. It's like the opium dens back from the 19th century. It would be very similar to that. And walking around serving this noxious gas in chains are humans. And
Well, first...
Mhm.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think what would be peculiar to you is that perhaps there was a mistranslation of some sort. These, this doesn't look to any of you to be a brothel at all. At least not in the way that you're expecting. There are, like, slaves walking around as waitstaff, manacled, chained. You can see some of them have large gashes. And there are curtains kind of in the back where you can see there are private rooms. And the Wanti that you're with stumbles over to a large section of beanbags and just kind of lays down in one, lets his tail all the way out uncoil, and kind of looks expectantly at the group of you.
I give my best approximation to a Wanti face of absolute satisfaction. I don't really know what that looks like, but I'm sure my disguise transforms that for me, or translates that. And I lizard lick, and I look at one of the slaves, and make sure I say it in Wanti. Give me a private room. I'd like private entertainment tonight. And
one for our friend here as well.
And the slave, I think I said this before, but I don't remember if I do. They're men and women that are slaved, walking around, which I think is also what would cause some of the confusion for you, as to this being a brothel. And the man that you address kind of looks at you. His eyes widen slightly. And you can tell that he's speaking back to you kind of in a broken Wanti. It's difficult with your translator to really know exactly what he's speaking, but the way that he's speaking kind of breaks it down for you. And he looks at you with wide eyes. You can see that his face is gaunt. His body is excruciatingly skinny. And he looks at you with wide eyes and says, "Private room."
Yes. And one for our friend on the ground here. Pointed the guy in the beanbag.
And he looks at the guy in the beanbag and then back to the group of you. Who do you pick?
Who are we to pick? Just send us your best.
Many of your best.
And when you say this, the man kind of begins to tremble. And many? How many?
Like, how much is it for all of them?
When you say all...
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Fayo.
I feel like Fayo would kind of be on the, behind them, they're still within the group there, and be just like, y'all aren't supposed to be out all night being all crazy. Keep it to a minimum. And I'll walk off to is there like a bar area or like a place to hang out that's not this scene?
Yeah. I lick my tongue in a exaggerated face of mock frustration. Like I'm pretending to be frustrated at Bio for telling me that I have to be subtle.
Look at Jacob's webcam.
Fucking Mario.
Sorry. Continue.
And I say, just one then. And I start walking towards the back where I assume the private rooms to be.
Yeah, you get up and begin to walk towards one of the curtains.
And how many Wanty does it look like can go into one of these rooms? I'm assuming I've been watching kind of the curtains like this whole time.
I think that you would put together that several 1T can fit in there.
Okay. I'm gonna just walk up to one of the ones that are like kind of high, you know, like ones that are in a much more dangerous state than our friend that we brought with, and kind of tap him on the shoulder and say, "Come, friend, let's indulge in my dime."
And the 1T kind of rocks his head back and looks at you. You can see that his serpentine eyes are slightly dilated. The slits that are normally quite small and narrow are quite wide as he looks at you, and his tongue kind of slowly falls out of his mouth as he tries to flick it at you. Ah, my friend, let us indulge.
Yeah, then I kind of lead him into the one curtain with Jaryu, and I imagine it's just us. And then I actually give a little bit of currency to our guy on the beanbag. Like I just give him one of these like pieces, assuming that that's like a lot for him to have fun.
Yeah, and you see him react as so. He kind of grabs it and flicks quickly. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you. Thank
Well,
you.
enjoy your night. Thank you for taking us here. And then I kind of flick my tongue at him and run off to the private room.
And kind of following you over to the private room is the man slave that you ordered it from. You can see he is kind of shuffling his feet over to the room, looking down at the ground. He looks mortified as he walks over to the room. And the three of you enter at the same time. Jaryu, you're already there. You can see that you're in a room, maybe like bedroom size. It has an assortment of bean bags. The floors are all gooped up. It's what you're beginning to describe as traditional 1T decor. It doesn't look too out of the ordinary that you're used to. Fail, you're at the bar, so you're not with them, correct?
Right.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
I'm gonna plop down on a beanbag and make myself real comfortable.
Sure.
And I look at the manservant. Where is my entertainment? Bring me the Wanty best, as I clap my hands and lick my tongue.
And I'm gonna sit on the beanbag, and I'm kind of gonna bring out my sack of money and open it a little bit so the servant can see it.
And the 1T that joined you, Aslos, takes a coiled seat in a beanbag and kind of rubs his hands together and is like, "Oh yes, I cannot wait."
And then I'm gonna look at him. You're going first, my friend.
Oh, that's indulge. And the man kind of quietly begins to cry. And he just kind of moves forward. And the 1T, with all of his like willpower, his focus that he can muster, pulls himself off the beanbag, and in kind of a swift, quick motion, lunges forward, and it sinks his jaws deep into the man's shoulder as he brings him down to the ground, ripping his flesh off and beginning to consume him. And
I'm just loving this. Aslos is just like, this is awesome.
In between bites, the 1T kind of turns to the group. He says, "Please join me."
And I mean, I happily kind of get in there with him, and I'm like, I like kind of look back to Jaryu. This is our moment, and then I'm gonna just kind of go dig in, kind of blocking the gate almost, like so. It's like I imagine it's like me and then the like door as I'm eating, and then the guy is right next to Jaryu.
Okay, sure.
And I also feign in towards the human manservant slave, not servant. Very distinct.
Very
thing here.
distinct.
And I seductively, while I lick my tongue, whisper into the Wanti's ear the spell of geese.
Excellent. And will you link it for us one more time, please?
Yeah.
These gifs are cracking me up.
I have them blown up on my screen to really give me the feel, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good idea. I'm gonna do that.
That's a
I
good
really feel
idea.
like, dude, this music. I'm about to listen to this music tomorrow while I work.
Dude, the music's
Fucking
really
hype.
good.
Yeah. This
Dude,
is
and then
badass.
just go watch the John Wick scene after that, dude. It's absolutely incredible whenever he gets into the club and then just starts murdering everybody to this music.
Hell yeah.
This is in 2, I think.
And so, Jaryu, you kind of lean forward to him and say the verbal components of this spell, speaking it into existence. What do you command him?
I say in Wanti, upon waking up, you will feel compelled to take this bag to the temple and throw it at the feet of the priest and crush it with your feet. While doing so, you will escort a man that you will meet at the inn where we met to the same temple at the same time. That is all.
And you command it, and let's roll a wisdom saving throw.
With disadvantage. He is so
For sure.
drunk.
Yeah,
For
he's,
sure.
he's so fucked up. Right.
for sure.
And he's eating a human with me.
And I don't know if any of my auras.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Go.
You watch as, for just a moment, Jaryu, not permanently, but for a moment, his amber serpentine eyes glaze over a milky white as he stops chewing and just kind of looks blankly forward as you speak this command into his ear hole. And
Ew.
after a few moments, his eyes return to the same kind of amber color that they were before, and he continues to consume the man.
Dude, I'm like racing him at this point. Like, this is way better than I thought it could ever be. Like, Aslos is in heaven. Like, not even know. Like, I forget that Jaryu's even there as I just like devour this human.
And the Wanti kind of slows down a bit after the spell. You can see that he's like a little affected by it. You know what I mean? He kind of loses his. You killed his vibe. as he kind of slows down, he's like, I am full.
And finishing the rest, I'm like, oh, fine. I thought you were more fun than this.
And you can see that he's kind of beginning to crash a bit.
I look at him and say, "This entertainment is not as fun as I expected. I shall retire." And I leave the private room.
Yeah, no, I kind of like wipe my mouth, hit the guy on the back, give him one of my little platinum coins or whatever, and then I'm like, have a good one, man.
And you watch, he's beginning to struggle a bit. Like, he's reached the point where he has drank way too much, and it's now beginning to catch up with him. But he kind of takes it and slowly slides it into his pocket.
We all know
And
that feeling.
we've all been there. And the two of you leave your little room.
Oh yeah.
Great. And as mysteriously as you appeared, you sleuth out. Fael, you've been at the bar all this time. What are you doing there?
I'm trying to give a vibe of an intimidation of like a female Yanti, who does not want to be here and is only waiting for her stupid friends to be done with their stupid entertainment so we can go home.
You're nailing it.
And you're finding that at this bar, there are no drinks being served, kind of like the tavern. Instead, the little black pixie sticks are being either sold or handed out, along with larger kind of hookah apparatuses that are being distributed. And there isn't really like a bartender like you would expect. There's no one serving. It's kind of more of a help yourself type of system. And so with you sitting there, you really aren't approached or like waited on. No one comes to serve you. And in fact, Wanti are kind of in stupors, moving around you almost to get the things that they want. You can see that this system it seems to be, it's hard to tell. If you were to be good faith about it, perhaps it's based on like a trust system. But based on what you know about 1T, what you suspect is that it's not trust, but authority. And that somewhere there's a 1T watching over this, and if someone were to attempt to steal, there would be grave punishment.
Yeah, I guess after sitting there long enough, if I figured that out, I would definitely kind of, I guess, get up and move just to the side and kind of look around. Just look still like I'm unimpressed with everything that's going on.
And a Wanti does eventually approach you as he kind of slithers over to you. And he raises one of the small black, like almost like a cinnamon stick kind of looking, and raises it to you almost as though he's offering. Bite stick.
Absolutely not. And within it, yeah, intimidating kind of way.
Go and roll an intimidation check.
Yeah. Ow. Beautiful. 4.
And you watch as the 1T kind of slowly, multiple times flickers his tongue at you. You don't necessarily, you've never seen a 1T flick their tongue like this, but you have an idea that it is not a gesture of pleasure. And the 1T drunkenly slithers away from you. And after a few more moments, you would see... I'm not sure if you would be able to recognize your friends or not as they come towards the front of the bar. Go ahead and roll an insight check.
Oof.
Ooh.
There we go.
Yeah, you actually are able to distinguish them. Perhaps it's the fact that they don't walk as drunkenly as the others, or a distinguishing characteristic, but you do recognize
huge,
or that he's just a bit taller than all the other 1T. But you do recognize them as they make their way towards the front.
Okay, yeah. If I see them walking, I'll not meet them where they're coming out of, but meeting them towards maybe closer to the exit, but not like clearly going to the exit. You know, kind of halfway meeting them.
And I'm just, I'm like, and I tap Jaryu on the back as we're kind of just sitting there. What, you don't like participating in the fun? Jeez.
That's not really my style, Aslos.
For the clan obsessed with death, I'm disappointed.
No, hey, look, the way you pray is up to you, Aslos.
Fair enough. More fun for me.
And
yeah, up to him. I'm definitely like, so we're good. What do we got? Y'all done for the night? Say a
I
little
look at
louder
him wide-eyed because I'm like, I have no idea who this is.
I told y'all only one, remember? And y'all just need to go. You know, we need to get home. We got to rest. Get back
Yes,
to the
you're
brew.
right. We do have to go. Wait,
The
is
deep.
this?
Yeah.
The responsibilities.
Fail. And I lick my tongue. Zaklas Pastekos!
And when you say that, a couple want to kind of turn their head to look at you. And so the group of you leave?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to take a look. We're good on the. Is anybody like kind of really watching this mean mugging? And I want to be discreet as I can about it, right?
Sure, roll a perception check for me.
One last time, because I've been just
Yeah,
what?
yeah, one last scan.
Which one was it?
Perception, please.
Yeah. Man, another 4. Beautiful.
You scan the club once again, and while you can't see specifically like an overseer or someone like an authority figure, I want for you to roll an insight check for me again, please.
Oh man.
Not a 4. Not a 4. Not a 4. Ah!
Ah, it almost is a 4.
While you don't see necessarily like I said, like an overseer, you still feel as though like there are definitely watchers here. It just doesn't from 1T society that you gathered so far, it just doesn't seem like these people are kind of here of their own volition just to be trusted freely.
Yeah, so
How
definitely just
obvious
trying to
could
get
we
out of
be?
there.
I literally went in. I ate a human with one. I mean, God forbid.
Yeah. No, we did good. That's what I'm thinking now. And yeah, like if they're not walking out, I'm gonna start walking out.
Yeah, you definitely don't see that you are being like followed in any
Okay.
way. Nothing like that. As the group of you head out back to the street. All in all, that probably took about 30 minutes or so.
Shit.
And
It's my new favorite music of the whole campaign.
now
That was a vibe.
the group of you are just on the dark streets of Old Grand City.
Thesaska.
That's Saska.
Thesaska.
And I like am purposely acting like a little bit drunk as we kind of like I've observed the behavior of them in there, and I just think it's a good idea, so I'm just gonna walk back.
Yeah.
In that state.
Sure, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And
same.
yeah, I was gonna ask for the rest of you.
Yeah, I'll be chiding them a little bit along the way and just keeping the act up. I'm just gonna keep the same act the whole way home.
And about 5 minutes or so from the tavern that you're staying at, you are approached by a few guard. Not necessarily out of suspicion you don't feel, but they see you kind of walking in the street as they approach you. And one kind of raises his glaive to signify himself. Greetings.
Greetings.
Oh, where are you traveling?
Back to our brood chamber.
And the two guards kind of, I think that you would be able to tell that they're definitely kind of examining you as they're talking. This is not like a polite conversation. And the one flicks his tongue for a long time. This time, you're beginning to pick up on it. This is not a social interaction, but a genuine attempt to smell the air. And it's tense when they first walk up. But after he smells the air, the other 1T says, "It smells as though you had some fun tonight."
Yes, much entertainment.
Yes. The smell of human flesh is ripe on you. And they gesture to you, Aslos. And you can feel that their demeanor has calmed.
The entertainment in the city is the best I've ever seen.
And you can see the 1T slightly chuckle. "We are glad you are enjoying our capital. Please proceed home safely."
And I kind of I take one of the platinum coins out of my bag and I kind of place them in his hand. You have yourself a good night too, my friend.
Excited flickers of their tongue. Well. We thank you.
Of course.
Satisfied flicker of my tongue, and I walk on.
And
I'm just look. I like to be immersed in this experience.
it's like a
Can we do
rolling of carpet, like that.
Oh,
Like that. You know, like a little snick.
gotcha.
And yeah, you can tell that they are satisfied and let you continue. It's probably another 5 minutes or so until you reach the tavern, which has also begun to empty out quite a bit. There may be only a few 1T left. Some of them have passed out from the smoke that they've been inhaling as you proceed to your brew chamber. And inside you encounter your party. Yay!
How did it go?
Are you? I would say excellent. Don't you agree?
Very well.
Yeah, it was successful, right?
It
About
went.
as well as it could have gone.
That's right.
And I got free dinner. And I don't elaborate.
Neither do I.
And the plan's in motion?
The plan is in motion. Our gentleman friend shall be here in the morning for the bag and for the person.
At this point, this simulacrum is the height of Halbjorn and the same girth around his waist, but it's just a pile of sludge still.
I'm still training. I'm too focused. I'm locked in right now.
You're locked in. Anything else that y'all would like to discuss, clear up, roleplay before you long rest for the night?
I'm gonna drink
I mean,
3/4 of my
we'll
bag
have time in
and
the
go to sleep.
morning to go over it. You didn't tell him to, like, is it gonna be fast? Like, did you give him a time period? We gotta like track him.
I don't remember what I said. I think when I originally typed it, I told him to arrive at noon, but I don't think I said that to him.
Yeah,
I said
originally
tomorrow.
the idea was at noon.
I told him in the morning, so
I believe you said when he wakes up.
So we need to be like ready to leave before dawn.
So I'm not gonna get to sleep tonight. Sweet. Thanks.
nope. Sorry.
Not my fault.
Nope.
He was distracted by the activity we were partaking in.
It was very tense.
I'm glad I wasted one of my spells to allow Ventus to train, and I can't replenish it now. I was under the impression that it was gonna be noon, so I could do this tonight.
Halbjorn, you can sleep. Halbjorn, you can sleep, and then we'll. Oh yeah, it's noon. You were gonna sleep.
The simulacrum takes 12 hours to make, and I was going to sleep after.
Well,
Mm.
I will happily wake up Jaryu and find this man and wake him up for you if that's what Helbjorn, if that's what you need. All right.
What? No, I needed it to be noon so I could take a long rest for tomorrow. tomorrow. If we did shit.
Well, what's done's done.
Well, can't you just go back and re-brainwash him?
Oh,
mean, is
I
that
don't
guy
think
still
we
there?
remember the same guy.
I mean,
Back
you
on
said
the
he passed
street?
out, didn't
I think
Yeah,
we
there are a
should.
lot of passed out.
A lot. Fast out.
Yeah, I mean, I ate a guy. Damn it, I wasn't supposed to say that.
What?
he? Wait, what?
Nah,
As
it's
long as it
just a
wasn't a
human.
druid.
It doesn't
I
matter.
knew it.
Somebody was gonna eat him anyways.
Yeah, it might as well have been me. You know, not my first.
Plus, he would have been suspicious if he didn't eat the guy. He really had to eat the guy.
Actually, we came by a guard, and they smelt the guy on me, and we became friends. And then I gave the guard money.
Oh.
Oh.
So
Either way, Hal. I think you can still take your long rest. Chances are this guy's gonna show up probably about noon.
yeah, he
I don't-
was really
Yeah,
drunk.
definitely Hal
Like
will
we ate
sleep and
an
we'll keep an eye
entire
out.
person together.
We'll take turns keeping an eye out for our in case he comes early, right? We can take turns. There's
Yeah.
enough of us.
Yeah, you don't need to be awake for the simulacrum. You can go to sleep. We can, you know.
I have to tell it what to do.
You can't
He's gonna
do
show
that.
up late. Trust me.
Halbjorn's
Yeah.
rubbing his eyes. God damn it.
And if you have to wake up, we'll wake you up.
David, I'm already asleep. I've been watching this blob turn into a bigger blob. I passed out watching this.
Just a cute little cat nap as you watch the
Yeah.
blob being blobbed.
Yeah, I'm just like,
Yeah, it
it's
probably
like kind
takes
of
until like
mesmerizing.
6 hours into it for it to actually like being somewhat shaped like a
Yeah.
humanoid. And I imagine the last 6 hours is like making sure the little finger looks right, you know, like
Mhm.
doing all that kind of shit.
It's like a boring but soothing ASMR video as you just
Exactly.
very slowly pass out. And I'd imagine the group of you kind of followed the same path as you slowly just kind of bunker down. You have your assignments made. And you long rest for the night, except for you, Halbjorn. You are tediously at work. You now have a small candle lit as your clay goop casts a long shadow. And now we're gonna roll a die to see when your buddy shows up.
Oh shoot.
Everyone?
No,
What do you want? What kind of die?
I'm gonna roll it.
I've been rolling really low. I don't want you to roll.
A D24.
That's late. That's got to be late, dude.
What time do the group of you wake up?
Well, what time
dawn,
did we
like
go
I
to?
said.
Yeah, what time did we go to bed?
We'll call it like 11 a.m. or 11 p.m. Sorry.
I wake up crisp at 7 a.m.
Yeah, before dawn's cool.
Before dawn, like
Mhm.
5.
Okay.
Yeah, like 7. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. The group of you begin to rise. Halbjorn, at this point, how formed is your simulacrum at 7 a.m.?
I don't know what time I started, so that would be a
I don't
major-
really either. How long does it take for you to make?
Before 11,
12
for sure.
hours.
Way before.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe like 9, probably like 9 at night you started, because I mean it was decently late at night whenever they left and you were starting to form it.
We left the Arcane College when it was still like early evening, didn't we?
Yeah,
Like still evening, but like
right.
I don't
This-
think I specifically stayed out and did anything. I think I went back to the room to start making it.
I'm pretty
right away.
comfortable with saying like 8 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah, sun's going down.
Yeah.
Alright, so at this
fine.
point, it definitely looks like me, but there's some
Mhm.
like the beard has like weird pieces of it missing, and like there's like fingers are like half formed and stuff, and I'm like
Right.
I'm like smushing more mud onto it and like hardening it, whatever, trying to
hmm
just keep piece by piece making it, putting some finer details on it.
Exactly. We're definitely in the detail phase as the group kind of begins to rise. Thunder, you admire the progress that was made while you passed out.
Yeah, I'm like I did like a almost like a walk by druid craft because it's like dirt. So I plant the seed and I bloom it. I think
Oh.
it's like I don't know what he's doing exactly. I feel like he's doing some kind of like earth magic. I put a flower in there and I bloom it with druid craft. Not really knowing what he's doing.
After you bloom the flower, you watch as it rapidly begins to kind of wither and die in this horrible combination of mud, feces, and God knows what else.
And I like to
Yeah, I'm
think that I didn't
disgusted
even.
and I walk away.
I like to think that I didn't. Are you doing it on the simulacrum or like next to me?
Yeah.
Okay. I like to think that I'm not paying attention to that. And I'm like fixing the finger, and I look up and there's like a little like piece of plant growing out of the head. And I'm like, what the hell? And I pick that off and throw it behind me, and then continue. Because I'm like, I don't have a piece of plant in my head.
And the group of you just kind of sit and wait. It's downtime as you're just waiting for this 1T to show up. I would imagine it honestly gets pretty boring as you're just sitting and waiting, watching Halbjorn just make some finer details.
I'll kind of make my way outside just to like kind of wait in the streets for him. I'll kind of like go up against like a like a wall and just wait.
Yeah, you get your hat on. Boop.
Did the Wanti do like an equivalent of like basking in the morning sun?
I think that you would find that during the day they are definitely much more active. Like the streets are kind of bustling. The energy is high compared to nighttime where there's hardly any Wanti about, and the ones that are in the strange stupor.
Yeah, I'm gonna go outside with Aslos and soak up some sun rays, get my energy flowing in my cold-blooded veins.
I'll go join them too.
Same.
Okay. Thunder, do you go or do you continue to admire?
No, I'm continuing to admire. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck's going on.
And after a few hours, I would say, you begin to see your guy. He's approaching at about 10 a.m. because I rolled a 10. As he is kind of, he's struggling slightly as he has a long, powerful tail. He's a legless 1T, centaur type, as he begins to carve his way through the black sludge in the street. And he kind of slithers up to the door of the tavern, opens it, and proceeds inside.
Alright, I think that's our signal.
Is that the guy?
That is the guy.
And when the group of you go inside to follow him, you watch as he pays no mind to the actual tavern space and goes straight for the cellar staircase, descending downwards.
I follow him, just keeping an eye on myself.
Yeah.
You know, just doing my thing.
Tailing him, and he continues. And you watch as he approaches the door to your brooding chamber, as he goes to knock on it. And Thunder, you and Yokizos from the other side would hear a God damn it, Halbjorn. You and Thunder from the other side hear a soft knock on the door.
I look around for the Yokizos that's apparently in the room.
Yeah, I think
Technically, I was gonna say I was in the room too.
I feel like Halbjorn never like really fell asleep because he's been too nervous about this thing, so like he didn't actually get. So he got a short rest, not a long rest. I don't know if this will give me anything back, but I'll just do that anyways. So I'll like wake up pretty quickly because I'm just like, God damn it, okay. So then I'll run over to the simulacrum, and I'm gonna whisper some things in his ear. Basically, be like, okay, you're gonna do contingency. Then you're going to basically use contingent. You're gonna do a fireball at the 8th level, which is fucking huge, by the way. And then
Okay, you can
basically,
tell him that. It's fucking huge,
yeah,
by
I'm
the
like,
way.
it's fucking huge, by the way. No, and I basically like tell him that he's going to do this to basically like kill the Yuan-Ti or enemies, and that like he's doing this so that we can accomplish a bigger mission. Basically, like giving him like some kind of purpose of doing it, not just go blow up. And then I say, don't be captured by anything. Just continue casting fireball until you can't anymore, basically. And maybe throw in some vitriolic spheres. I don't know, just some different things in there. And so I tell him that, and then I have him cast greater invisibility on himself because he can't walk out of here looking like a dwarf right now.
Yeah.
And then I say, all right, just follow my lead, and you're gonna follow this other Yuan-Ti to the destination. And so he's kind of behind me, and I go open the door.
And you see, waiting on the other side of the door, a rather imposing Yuan-Ti. Like I described, he has human arms, like a human chest, but a long, powerful Yuan-Ti tail. As he looks blankly at you and extends a hand outward.
Jaryu, did you tell him what kind of person he'd be transporting?
No, I just told him he needed to transport somebody.
Okay. I'd like to not walk out of our brooding chamber with Halbjorn.
Explain to him that he's the man to be transported.
Well, no, Halbjorn's invisible right now. I don't want him walking out of the room that we're all currently in. I thought we were meeting at like the front of the fucking tavern, not at our door to our bedroom.
Yeah, I told him to meet outside the tavern. I did say to not go to the. I said to meet outside the tavern.
That's my mistake. I think I misheard you then. If that's what you commanded, then he definitely does exactly as you command.
The conversation.
So I
outside.
Sorry, that's my fault.
I take a deep breath and then open our brooding chamber door, put the do not disturb sign on it, and then walk out to the front of the tavern with Halbjorn behind me.
And you see waiting at the front of the tavern, the Yuan-Ti. He is standing kind of blankly at the front of the tavern, waiting.
And then I whisper to an invisible space and say, you need to pretend to be a prisoner, but don't say any words for this mission to be a success. And then I have him become uninvisible right there and basically like restrain him, but not really restrain him. Illusory restrain him. I can do that. Put like an illusion of restraint on him, and then hand him over to the Yuan-Ti.
And the Yuan-Ti takes him and begins to start walking with him.
And I immediately make eye contact with the rest of the group. I'm like, we need to go to Arcane College now. We don't know exactly when the timing of this is going to happen.
Did I give him the pouch last night?
No, he was kind of waiting to take it. I believe you told him to take the pouch here, so we can say that while he's waiting outside, you provide him with the pouch.
Okay. Somebody give him the pouch.
Sure. So he has the pouch in one hand, and the fake Halbjorn in the other.
We should probably get in position near the Arcane College.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
100%, yeah.
Hal's right. We need to get over there fast.
Who?
Hal. That's what we call him.
Hal.
Ah.
And
I'm Hal.
I would like. I was originally gonna have y'all roll like an athletics check to see how quickly you can get there, but I mean, as you experienced yesterday, it's kind of a straight shot. So fortunately, it's not too difficult to navigate your way there. But the group of you quickly make your way down the street. You can feel yourselves gathering a slight bit of attention as you move so quickly, but not so much that you're ever stopped or confronted or anything like that. A few times, if you were to turn around and look behind you, you would see the brainwashed Yuan Ti slowly leading Simulacrum Paul Bjorn forward in the street, and that is getting a lot of attention.
Yeah.
Not to where he's stopped, but certainly the people are examining this human walking through the streets. This dwarf, sorry. And yeah, I mean, I think after about 10 minutes or so, y'all are puffing and huffing a little bit, but you make it to the Arcane College. Nothing seems out of place here. It's probably just as busy as it was whenever you visited yesterday, if not a little bit more so, with Wanty kind of filtering in and out of the entrance as the group of you roll up.
David, how far is the college to
Oops.
the oh shit, what the fuck? How far is the college from the area we're gonna cause havoc?
Probably about 20 minutes.
Distance wise, sorry.
Oh.
Are you talking about cause havoc from the simulacrum or cause havoc from the illusion? Because the illusion, I'm doing it like the next street over from the Arcane College, like on.
Yeah, we want the people in the college to kind of hear or see something going on too, right? Like, yeah.
Well, so the reason why I'm asking is that if the plan is still for me to use the sympathy or entropy, is to know.
The idea
Yeah,
of
you were
that
gonna
was
use
to
that.
draw people out of the college towards.
Yeah, you'll use that on the people in the college, like who are actually in the college. Like we'll get in and out of the college, kind of be both in and out. We have enough people, right? And you'll be one of the ones in.
I'm right. The reason why I was asking is like, I'm not using sympathy. I'm using like the version of like get the fuck out of the college, not be attracted to this area. Or am I using
Yes.
be attracted to this area?
Oh, I can't remember. I don't remember exactly what it was doing. I thought there was one that they would be
Well, there's two
encouraged
versions.
to go see something. They had to see something. If they saw something, they would be encouraged to go to it.
Okay, so yeah, that's the sympathy one. Whereas like, hey, come to this area versus hey, get the fuck out of this area.
Yeah, that's what we want. We want them to come towards the illusion that's being created, so that they can be out of the college.
Right. Well, what I'm asking is, would you rather me say, hey, this area is intriguing, or hey, get the fuck out of this college?
Here's the beauty of it. Here's the beauty of it, Thunder. You got the option to take it right when it happens. Like you'll know which one's right in the moment. One might be better than the other, right? Depending on what happens when we're in there.
Or what about if
it all goes down.
Here's a random curveball on this, and we need to make a decision quick. I can make an explosive illusion inside of the Arcane College, and you can try to make them all run out.
Well, we were trying to be kind of subtle, and we didn't want there to be any notice when we actually crossed, right? Okay. So we were just trying to subtly pull them, I think.
Yeah, there's that. There's also
entice them to come out then.
Right. Yeah. So entice them to come out. There's going to be like a fissure opening in the ground.
I mean, by all means, play it by ear, right? Best plans last until the bow's drawn, right?
Till you lean on them.
Yeah, I mean, y'all got dude. We'll do it. We'll figure it out.
Okay. So for all intents and purposes, I am just anticipating the spell or when something happens, like when it's called upon.
So I find the next street over, like the next little alleyway or whatever. That's kind of like the bigger streets. I'm not looking for like a little skinny alleyway. Let's see how far. Oh, I can cast it 120 feet, so I can be kind of far from it. So yeah, I shoot out, and right now it doesn't like it's not visible to anyone. It just like a little, maybe a puff comes out of my hands and like there's like maybe a little tiny bit of like almost invisible smoke where like in the center of where this illusion's gonna be. And right as it gets to that point, it makes a very, very like extremely loud crack, like earth cracking. Very, very loud, like it echoes through everything. And then as that happens, a crack in the earth, like in the ground, opens up right there. And you can see heat start like pouring out of it, like steam and some flames or whatever, like little smaller ones. And that's all it's gonna do for right now.
Sure. Yeah. The timer kind of begins on it. Of you know it lasts 10 minutes. As the illusion begins to basically depict a rupture. Steam is beginning to flood out. It illuminates the sides of the buildings with this fictitious magma that is kind of beginning to ooze from the large crack, the fissure that's been struck into the ground. It looks like cobblestone has been hurled. Pure destruction on this street.
Yeah, so, and then as that starts drawing attention, there's going to be just several more cracks and snaps, and the fissure will just continue opening up wider, and more like flames will shoot out, and there's like lava floating around. It has an intense heat that's emanating from it. It smells of smoke and ash. For all intents and purposes, unless you're actively touching it right now, it's completely real to everyone around it.
Alright, so like we start, File start booking it towards the college now. Sure, right? That's the plan.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and blend into the crowd a little bit.
Walk away from it.
I'm gonna try and blend into the crowd a little bit, like, oh, what's happening over there, wherever Halbjorn casted, but like slowly like slither towards the.
Right. I'll be with Ventus. We'll like call attention to it. Like, what is this?
And as you begin to kind of yell outwards, a few people walking past begin to notice too. As they flicker their tongues kind of in confusion, looking amongst each other, even asking you a little bit, what is the cause of this?
I just like flick my tongue like questioningly, trying to like.
I love it. And another loud bang erupts from it as the Wanty kind of recoil backwards. We must alert emergency services.
And as he says that, another crack happens, and basically like the walls around where the crack is cave in, and now it's like a pool, like a circular hole of
sinkhole,
like a sinkhole basically with like magma shooting out of it, and it's like really fucking hot, like you're standing next to a volcano going off. Not enough to actually burn you, but it is actually that hot.
Sure. Yeah, it's beginning to attract attention for sure.
Are we gonna get any indication that something happened at the temple? Will we hear it?
We just got to know that it's not this thing, that thing that's going off. They're different directions.
I bet we'll hear some kind of loud noise from afar, and
it doesn't matter. Everything's in motion.
Once the simulacrum dies, I would be alerted of that.
Let's just get in the college.
Right.
Yeah. So as my last act before I walk away, because I can't necessarily continue changing it if I'm not seeing it.
Right.
It opens up into a full 20-foot diameter hole. And it's just going fucking nuts. And then I start booking it towards the Arcane College.
And you're watching as a crowd is beginning to develop, but the last act before you leave, it actually almost is like a plume of lava shooting outwards, and the people don't like that. They back up, and now you can tell that concern is beginning to arise. It kind of went from like a cool little spectacle to now something that feels a lot more dangerous. And the group of you rush towards the Arcane College. As you rush towards it, you enter the courtyard here. And you can tell that here at the Arcane College, not too much has changed yet. It's not like people are evacuating the building or anything because of the large crack. You're not sure if word has really gotten here yet that that strange appearance has occurred. It seems kind of normal here so far.
Thunder.
And from here, since I was the first one to kind of take a look, I start leading the group just like casually, like we know where we're going, down towards one of like the secluded hallways I saw, so we could try to go invisible.
And as the group of you are walking towards the front door of the college, and you make your way to like one of the, are you wanting to go to like an alleyway before you get inside the college to go invisible?
I kind of asked that to the group, I guess, before we get inside, if we want to go invisible now or after we get inside.
I'd say now.
I'm always with both. Yeah, whoever wants to go invisible, go. I'm gonna just walk in there, right? I mean,
And almost interrupting you, Fail, the group of you are shook slightly as the muffled sound of an explosion rings out.
Like a fireball.
I pretend to look shocked at the direction. Just like, oh.
Yeah, what direction is it coming from?
It's coming from north, the direction you came.
So towards the temple?
Exactly.
Oh shit, it went down.
So I'll go ahead and hide.
And now the Arcane College and the people at it are beginning to react. As the group of you who casts invisibility?
I forget who was going to cast it, but I guess I'm just going to hide first. And
Oh,
stay
sure,
hidden
sure.
while invisible.
I'm gonna hide with Jin, or pretend to hide with Jin. Try to hide with Jin.
I'm gonna try to do the same.
I'll also hide
Okay.
too.
Okay, everyone can give me a stealth check.
David, I'm gonna hide behind. I mean, I don't have a visual of what room we're currently in.
Can we do a group stealth check?
You're like in an alley.
Oh, we're in an alley. Okay.
Mhm.
We can do that if
Yes.
you want.
Yikes!
I think a group stealth check would probably be better.
So I forget the mechanics.
Yeah, group stealth check definitely better.
So the mechanics are everyone rolls their stealth check like normal, and then like I guess whatever the
Just average
perception
them all.
is of the enemy, it has to be lower than the average, or I think we had to have like half of our group has to beat their perception or something like that. That's how that works. We've been using it in my other campaign. I'm not entirely 100% sure of the mechanic. But we have someone with heavy
There you go.
armor that cannot roll stealth, so the only way we can do anything stealthy is we have to do a group check. So,
Everyone does a sneak roll. If half or more succeed, then the group
there you go.
succeeds.
Yeah. So
That
can
case
we, I guess.
I don't want
oh,
to do
God.
Nice.
Whew, I thought I was about to hit that
think-
one. I was like, no way, 2 ones.
Thunder,
I
you
will
raise
say
your-
Fio's I'm pretty adamant about just walking in, right? And not being stealthy.
Okay.
It's just because you're
Is there
wearing
any-
I think that this stealth check is just to hide while the explosion goes down, if I
Yeah.
remember
We
correctly.
want
Oh
people
yeah,
to run
and
past
get
us
the
and
invisibility casted. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no spells have been cast.
Oh,
This
Thunder
is
just gets to hide because he has.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, is there a slightly obscured area in this
For sure,
alley?
there's a dark part of this alley.
Okay, so I'm gonna use my hide action.
Okay. Yeah, you take the nature's mantle and kind of flip it over your shoulder.
Yeah, imagine it's like the Lord of the Rings little the
Hell yeah.
their
like the
fucking
elf
little their cape.
Yeah. And you can see that guards are beginning to fan out from the Arcane College. This has attracted attention, and one of them even surveys the alley that you're in. But thanks to your group stealth check, you are not detected, as the group of you stay bone still as the guard looks out. You can see that, I think that you'd be able to intuit that in this chaotic situation, there is not a game plan. These guards are fanning out, but they don't even necessarily know what they're looking for, right? Too much chaos to be able to handle what is happening. First the fissure, now the explosion. It's a bit too much.
David, quick question: how big is the college? Would you say like square?
Jesus, I have no idea.
Hogwarts size or smaller?
Smaller than Hogwarts.
Okay.
Uh,
sounds like 200 feet.
David, have we seen up to 8 guards?
No.
Like we haven't seen. How many guards have we seen?
Well, hold on. Let me answer the other question
Oh,
first.
sorry.
Yeah,
the
bombarding it with questions. Jeez.
The building is like an apartment complex, maybe.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like, but not like
that.
one of the big apartment complexes, like the
Oh,
single
the one I lived
apartment
in
building.
Massachusetts.
Yeah.
I have
Well,
no
like probably
idea.
like 150 feet. I was probably.
I have no idea.
I need to know, David.
Why do you need to know?
Because
what do you need to know?
Listen, it says this spell attracts or repels creatures of your choice. You target something within range, either a huge or small object or creature, or an area that is no larger than 200-foot cube.
I think that if you were to create it like in the courtyard here, like that I've drawn, like here it covers like the building in the courtyard, you know? Like if you were to put it in the courtyard, it would definitely cover like at least like something like that. You know what I mean?
That's a lot of squares on top of squares. It's some kind of like 3D effect, and it's hurting my eyes.
Oh,
so you're basically telling me like
this
the whole thing, besides the courtyard.
That is. Look, I'm coloring it for you. Hold on.
And I don't like how there's not a legend. Thank you. They're
Like
all
this.
white.
Like this. It would cover something like that. Okay. You're not going to cover the entire college, but you're definitely going to cover the kind of the bulk of where Jin went to. You know.
We need a scale.
Yeah. Is this 100, 150?
I don't know. I don't know how to measure the size of buildings. Okay.
Okay,
Look
Rodman maps.
Look at this picture behind it.
The actual image.
The actual picture that I have, that gives you an idea of how big it is, okay?
Okay, that's
Yeah, that's like
foot cube.
That's like 100 foot
200.
deep and like 200 to 300 wide.
Well,
Yeah.
those window
Wrapped
panes are
around.
an average of like those large window
cool
panes. I'm trying to
yards
get the actual.
You're not covering the entire college, you're covering most of it.
Okay.
Like my beautiful square picture here.
Okay, but I can move the square.
If you move, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I will target the center. Of the college.
The courtyard.
Of the college. Is the courtyard in the dead center of it?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I will target the dead center. And because I don't know if I want them all drawn to the lava area, like I don't want a lot of people to realize that it might be an illusion. So I'm just gonna add to the chaos and use entropy. And it says you specify the kind of intelligent creatures such as red dragons, goblins, vampires. Well, it's very obvious. Wanty. That I'm gonna target. It says you invest a target with an aura that either attracts or repels. So I'll do the repel. It says the enchantment causes creatures of the kind that you designated to feel an intense urge to leave the area and avoid the target. So I'm adding to the chaos. When such a creature can see the target or come within 60 feet. So that's even better. So it's the 200 cube, and then on top of that, it's the 60 feet from that as well. Right? If I'm reading that correctly.
I interpreted the same.
Okay. The creature must succeed a wisdom saving throw or become frightened. The creatures remain frightened, where it can see the target or be within the 60 feet of it. While frightened, the target and the creature by the target, the creature must use its movement to move to the nearest safest spot, from which it can't see the target. If the creature moves more than 60 feet from the target and can't see it, the creature is no longer frightened. But the creature becomes frightened again if it remains sight of the target or moves within 60 feet of it, which is great because it's the college, it's a tall college. I'm assuming that they got to be pretty far from this tall college.
Yes. You you move out from your alley to visualize the center of the courtyard. And we'll say you target a rock, because it has to be an object in the middle of it. And
A small object or creature or an area.
okay. And then yeah, you kind of like with your fingers almost, I'm imagining you drawing kind of this cube that you want it to inhabit. And you cast the spell. You say the verbal component.
Duration. Okay. Yeah.
I don't know necessarily how to roll this for all people. Anyone inside of it has to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah.
And so obviously I'm not going to roll dozens upon dozens of wisdom saving throws. So I
can
think
do,
what
like,
I'm going to do
4.
is I was going to do, yeah, I can do like 4. Yes. Good idea. 1.
As I cast this, I'm thinking of like all the traumatic events that I've gone through in my life. And
Just
just
trying
like,
to manifest them.
That's
Yeah.
one of them saves out of it. Oh
Oh
my god.
no. We just need half though. Half's great. That's great. What's your save?
Are you fucking serious?
Oh my god.
A fucking 20,
What's your save, Manny?
an 18, and a 17.
18.
Oh.
That's
You-
lame as fuck.
That's the spell.
wow.
And there is you wait a moment to see what the reaction is like. And you watch for a few moments to see there's no movement, no discernible movement, right? There are people leaving the college, don't get me wrong. The explosion has certainly attracted attention and have forced some people to evacuate. But they are definitely, you can tell the spell had no effect. There is no magical compulsion to leave.
Right.
I think we just go on as planned.
Did it work?
What a great 8th level spell.
I'm
I
sure
know, right?
some people
We're,
went.
we're,
Some
we're so
people did,
broken
right?
as
It's just not all of
character dudes.
them.
So I have a question on the last sentence. Right. It says, again, if it remains sight of the target or moves within 60 feet. Or, sorry, but no, where it talks about it's no longer frightened, the last is like, but if the creature becomes frightened again, if it remains sight of the target or moves within 60 feet of it. How do you interpret that part?
So the way that I read this, I'm jumping up a bit.
Yeah, it's a long spell, so yeah, take your time.
When such a creature can see the target or comes within 60 feet of it, the creature must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or become frightened. The creature remains frightened while it can see the target or is within 60 feet of it. And then it begins to define what it does while it's frightened.
Mhm.
And so I read that last line as a continuation of the explanation of what happens when it's frightened. If a creature
Gotcha.
moves more than 60 feet from the target and can't see it, the creature no longer becomes frightened. But the creature becomes frightened again if it regains sight of the target. So all of those, I believe, are dependent on it becoming frightened the first
If
time.
it failed. Gotcha.
Mhm.
Go. Let's
Onward.
get it.
Still getting in there.
We're
trying to get
so
over-
broken as 15 level characters. Oh my god.
And the group of you move forward into the courtyard. As you're doing so, there are several 1T kind of evacuating the premises as they are leaving the courtyard, kind of muttering to themselves. And one of the guards that was at the door, kind of at the entrance here, if you remember, there were two manning it. One is remaining stationary, kind of trying to see past the courtyard, while the other is beginning to leave. And as a group of you are walking up towards the door, he's retreating from it, and he turns to the group of you, kind of holding his glaive with both of his hands. What is happening out there?
Crazy explosion. I'll start talking because I know a lot of people are invisible, right? And be like, it's crazy. You got to go check it out. Where's the guards? We need help. We need people to get out there now.
Roll me
Yeah, it's crazy about the whole lava situation. Come on.
Roll me a persuasion check or a deception check. Actually, a deception check.
Oh, I'd love a persuasion.
You're
Oh,
lying.
no, they're the same. Never mind. They're the
You're
same.
lying.
this isn't real. The 1T that's holding his glaive kind of turns back and looks at the other one. Where was the explosion?
I just point towards it, right? Like it should be slightly off in the distance.
Surely you heard it. It was pretty
Yeah, I do
loud.
like.
Which one of you are invisible and how?
No one's invisible.
No one's invisible.
Oh, okay. No
I
invisible.
thought we were invisible. I thought that's why we stopped
No,
at
we
the.
all hid. We were not invisible.
Yeah, we were
alley.
just hiding.
Oh, my
I think we were
bad.
just kind of waiting for people to duck out so we could slip in a little.
Gotcha.
Mm.
Gotcha.
Not against the crowd.
And
Question, David.
yes.
Because these guards are running out because they were frightened, wouldn't they have like already this ability on these deception checks?
I don't know if they're frightened. I don't know if they would have like the status frightened.
Okay, I thought these were the guys running out because of the spell that were.
No. The spell was ineffective. Because all of them saved. This is just like natural, like I guess like non-magical panic.
Gotcha.
And you can see that the two guards are kind of frozen when you say this as you proceed upwards into the former Arcane College, into the atrium. Let me change the music.
Oh my god.
I get
Little
chills
drawings
being
that
in
are on
here.
every one of these pages.
I know. Whoops.
It's a good little dude with his head down and a tattoo on his top of his skull.
This is what I wanted. And yeah, the group of you enter the atrium. For those that have been here before, it is surreal to see this college, especially in the state that it's in. You can see that it is slowly falling apart, and the same black slime coats its walls and its floorboards. The desk, Jen, that you yesterday saw was manned by a 1T that inhibited your progression deeper into the college, is no longer there.
And we were just interacting with the guard that was right next to the desk or close to the door.
Right.
So the coast is pretty clear, right?
Yes.
I kind of urge the group forward as we proceed into the main hallway.
Every now and then, a 1T walks past you all, clutching several possessions or bags, making their way promptly to the exit. But inside, it's mostly empty. I think most of the 1T that would have evacuated already have. They've already left. Halbjorn, you rolled a history check. What are you trying to historize?
I was trying to see if I remember the faces of the faces of all of the 1T of, not all, but a group of 1T that have run past us. But I know there's too much franticness going on. So.
Too much chaos. Too much chaos.
And so, since we've kind of got a little bit of breathing room, I kind of whispered to the group. So here, we're just trying to find a small group or a small empty room so that we can prepare and cast invisibility to walk through the gate. Right?
Yeah. Do
Yes.
we know where the gate is?
We have an idea. We know it's downstairs.
So, David,
It's in
I
the
have a
same spot.
question.
That's what I said, right? Yeah, it's gotta
Yeah,
be in the same
If the
do
Archmage was planning to tell Halbjorn about this, like we knew this plan was going on, wouldn't he give some kind of studying material of the Arcane College?
I think
I
that
feel like I would move too. For sure.
Like I've never been here, but I would have a knowledge of maps, basically, of understanding it.
yeah, I think that all of you would have a general understanding of the layout, right? It's a little tough to take like a 2D map to a 3D space, like in your mind, you know? But like seeing this atrium, you wouldn't be like, wow, like I've never seen anything like this before. I think all of you have been like somewhat prepared for this. If that makes sense.
Okay.
For example, you would know that the group of you need to head downward.
Yeah, and Jin scoped it out last time. He even saw the door.
What I thought was the door, but we don't want to go straight there. I thought we wanted to like find an empty like utility closet, so we could all go invisible and sneak through the gate. But if I'm misremembering,
Well, do we all have the ability to go invisible?
I thought we had like a pass without trace or something to the effect.
It's not invisibility. That's just good stealth.
Oh right.
Yeah. I have the ability to go
I
invisible.
thought we were gonna cause chaos out of game. I thought we were gonna cause chaos and get like to be in the college when chaos is happening and find the opportunity to try to slip downstairs.
Well, we seem to have gotten that. So we could just head straight to the door. I thought was the like way down.
That's got to be what we should do.
Yep, let's do it.
But definitely looking right. We're gonna assess the situation, make sure we can get in there. And boom.
I mean, we're just rolling at this point. Like, we have a limited amount of time. We got to get in there.
Yep. At this point, the illusion in the street is probably starting to go away. Don't know what the simulacrum. Do I have a sense that my simulacrum, which I would be connected to, is still alive?
Roll me an Arcana check.
Nice.
Did you roll it? I didn't get it.
Yeah, got 20.
20.
Yeah, you got a 20.
For some reason I did. For some reason I don't
Not
see
a
it.
not a nat 20, but a 20.
That's okay. Yeah, I think that you would be unable to feel the connection with your simulacrum.
All right, so down we go.
Like, I think it's dead.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay,
like
yeah.
it no longer exists.
Okay. And by the way, when it dies, it literally just turns back into like a pile of whatever I made it out of. So it's not like there's a fake dwarf body sitting there or something. It's just a pile of the crap from our bedroom.
And the group of you proceed.
I want to know what that level 8 fireball did. Maybe future
The,
cinematic?
maybe.
Well, next week's
The,
cinematic.
We gotta wait till the campaign's animated in a TV show.
Exactly.
Until David's making his millions.
Yeah. That's a bonus for my Kickstarters.
Just tell me when my NDA is coming in the mail. I gotta sign.
And so the group of you move forward. Where do you go?
To where I think that door that heads to the passage is.
Sure. Which is I have beautifully drawn here. It is a door that kind of leads downwards, not dissimilar from the door that led the group of you down to your brooding chamber. But this, you can tell, was constructed finely by the original Arcane College owners. And as you step up to it, I mean, there's really only one way to go downwards, which is where you know that you need to go. There are several chambers and doorways that lead out from this circular room, but none of them go down.
There's no guards or nothing.
No, like I
Hanging out.
described, every now and then a Wanti will kind of walk past you, like with their stuff in their arms, kind of briskly trying to walk out, but beyond that, no.
All right, we gotta move.
Good.
So we push forward.
Do it. Just do it.
And the group of you continue down. When you reach the next chamber, after the staircase, you find it to be quite different than the room that you were in. This one is actually quite pretty, handsome. I'll provide you a picture of it. It's a study, a library. And you very clearly would see the connection with what it was at one point before the 1T takeover. And sitting at the large desk here is a 1T. You can see that they have a collection of scrolls and manuscripts with them that they are beginning to try to roll up. Directly on the other side of this room is another passageway forward, a door that leads deeper in. The group of you are not invisible, correct? I kind of lost
Correct.
the trace of it.
But
Yes.
I think we should like kind of rush in, kind of panicked, and playing into the scene devastation we caused.
And in that case, the 1T looks up at the group of you and kind of frowns slightly. What are you doing here? Oh. And he begins to slowly unravel one of the scrolls.
And I say,
Are you seeking entry?
we are under attack.
Roll me a deception check.
Easy.
Easy. Roll
Jesus.
5, get an 18.
Yeah, what?
Rogues.
And the 1T slowly lets his tongue out. What do you mean under attack? The college?
Explosion.
Where?
And I just point. I don't even know if I'm pointing the right way.
Is that where the others are going to? Is that why they're leaving?
Yes. Our commander thought it best if we go and fetch reinforcements.
And the 1T stands. This 1T scales are a rosy color, unlike the collection of greens and browns that you've seen before. And who is your commander?
I look over at the guys with a questioning look in my eye. Do we kill him?
Just tell him. I'll just say, just tell him.
And then I just scream, now's not the time for bureaucracy.
Do I remember
We're
the
under
name of
attack.
any 1T?
Yeah, I'll go look at
come
the.
in
I'll
contact
go
with?
look out the window, like freaking out. Try to add to it.
Halbjorn, I don't think you'd be able to recall a 1T name. Too tough. As Jin kind of steps forward and yells at this 1T. And Jin, give me an intimidation check.
Easy.
Also easy.
Is there any way to go help him?
Not as easy.
No, it is easy. And I'm actually going to have this 1T roll a constitution check.
And of what caste is this guy?
Ooh.
You can see at this 1T's shoulders kind of slowly lower as you yell at him. And you can tell that this 1T is not a Malison. This 1T is a caste higher. a spooky boy.
And I don't flinch even with that being the case. Like, I hold my conviction that we're under attack. We need to fucking move.
We're trying to rally everyone out to make sure everyone's accounted for and safe. So.
And the Wanti rises and takes the collection of scrolls off of his desk.
Very well. You may escort me out.
No, we're supposed to go guard downstairs. We're gonna guard this area.
Viola, I want you a persuasion check from you.
Persuasion.
Or deception. I'll let you pick.
Oh my. Oh my god. It's not a save or an ability. That's not an ability. That's not a save. I think it's only saves. I can do that.
So
Damn it.
I look at the guy and I tell him, I will escort you out. My friends will guard the safe keeping of the portal.
And you watch a kind of a flicker of emotion streak across the Wanti's face. I want you to roll me an insight check, Jen, as you say this. I think that you, and honestly, everyone else watching, you can also roll me insight checks because you're watching this conversation.
And I had like a plus 14 insight. It was awesome.
Oh?
Intuitive as fuck.
Oh my.
Yeah. Aslos, Fail, Thunder. The three of you would recognize this change in demeanor from the Wanti as Jin mentions the portal.
I slowly want to like reach behind and have my my hammer in my hand.
And I think two things are happening at once. You begin to reach for your hammer, and the Wanti watches you slowly reach.
Can you explain what you meant by he changes his demeanor, like in a good way, bad way? What kind of like
Bad way.
range?
Well, that's what's interesting, and I will describe it for you. You watch as, on the one hand, he becomes more tense, more anxious, perhaps a little more panicked by this news. But also, at the same time, he views Jin perhaps a little more relaxed, with trust. And I think as you reach for your hammer, Aslos, the Wanti would see this motion and become even more comforted by it, as he nods to Jin. And the three of you would realize that by Jin referencing the portal, this Wanti feels as though Jin, the Wanti, has already used the portal. So
And
he
then
must
I
be
wanna
trustworthy.
slowly move my hand away from my hammer.
But the Wanti sees you draw your hammer or reach for it and becomes comforted by this. Because the Wanti thinks that you are moving to guard the portal.
Okay.
Yes.
With the crit, I will definitely be like, get my glaive out too. It's like, we will die to protect the portal. And turn around.
And I kind of like flick my tongue and nod.
And the Wanti begins to nod quickly, flicking its tongue furiously.
Yes. Yes.
And I head to the door and like open it and hold it open like as an escort.
And like I said, there's panic now in this Wanti's eye, but also a level of trust. Now that the Wanti knows that you know what is behind the door. Because to the Wanti, the only ones who could know what is behind the door are those who have already used what's behind the door. Which to him could only be a Wanti.
Roll save, we've already used the portal.
and the
Huge.
1T begins to move its giant tail. This 1T, as it takes its full shape, you can tell is a full-figured 1T. As it begins to move slowly towards the door, grabbing scrolls as it does so. And it follows you, Jin, out.
And is there a window in there for me to assist him, like gathering up the scrolls, or is it like he's too far away for me to do that?
No, I think he'd be a little too far.
Okay, then I'll just stand at the door and ask him where he needs to be escorted to.
And he kind of points forward and says,
To the front. We will leave to the front.
And I flick my tongue and start heading that way.
and that's where I'd like to end our session tonight.
Dang, we're so close.
So
It's working!
close.
The portal.
The plan hasn't gone awry.
Close.
I was about to get real there for a minute.
Yeah, I thought.
I was about to
Yeah,
cast,
I thought you were throwing down.
I was about to cast an illusion coming from upstairs, like a minor illusion of someone screaming like "We're under attack!" and the like battle noises, and to see if it, because I thought we were about to like have to get in a fight, and I was like,
Yeah, that's why I was like, what kind of change in demeanor?
yeah.
Because you just said change in demeanor, and like everyone's like getting ready. I'm like, well, good change? What?
That's funny. What kind of change?
GG's, guys. Thanks, David.
Yeah,
I was ready for the
GG.
kills.
Thank you,
Awesome.
David.
Times.
Getting close.
Dude,
Almost
we're gonna
back
get up
home.
in there.